Today, we're back for another episode of Unblinded, Real Raw. My name's Fernando, and if you're first ever joining here, you might be wondering what is this? It's only the greatest experiential hack in training, entertainment, and marketing on the planet ever. And if you're great, that sounds pretty, but what's happening? We're gonna get to know each other, we're gonna build rapport, and then more importantly, we're gonna demonstrate that influence is a superpower. It's present here, and here is where you learn it. And with the creator of The Real Raw himself on the line, Mr. Callaghan, what's present for you today on this Mastery Monday of June 2020?
Massive gratitude for these fine folks taking their time to unlock and demonstrate influence as a superpower, that it's present here and that it can be used with integrity to create amazing and incredible things in the world. So massively grateful, and let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. So Vivian, what is up? You are the host of Hostesses. And today we got some super cool contestants, some fabulous judges, a role player, and more. Fill us in. Who's here with us today?
Oh my gosh. Well, we have Hawk Mikado, who has a beautiful daughter. Her name is Olai Wen, or Ali Wen. That is so beautiful. So he's here with us. He's an entrepreneur who loves innovative marketing to help leaders succeed. He's a publisher of Funnel Magazine. Hawk is a funnel genius and is the leading expert in funnels and live launches. He's the creator of a powerful process to launch your new solution in as little as 30 days. He also is a world traveler, adventurer, and as we know, a family man that is passionate about finding the fun and joy in every day.
Hawk, welcome, brother. Thank you for being here.
Oh, he's on mute.
Hey, I heard, Hawk, you unmuted. I didn't hear you, though. You got to hit that audio button and try one more time.
I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.
Yeah, Hawk, where are you calling in from today?
We're in Henderson right now. We have a property here, so.
Yeah, very cool. And in terms of adventuring in the world, what do you like to do?
I love seeing just beautiful places. We were in Costa Rica recently, and we went and saw, I don't remember the name of the volcano, but we were up on the volcano and just looking out over the whole thing. As we were climbing up, we're above the clouds. It was just gorgeous. Irazu, my wife says. So, yeah, so it's just, I just love seeing beautiful places, meeting new people, experiencing different cultures. So it's just a lot of fun.
Cool. And Hawk, how did you get into the world of helping people accelerate their business?
It all started with mangoes.
Okay. Do tell, please.
All right. So I was, I think 5 at the time, something like that. And I went into the store. My dad gave me $5 and he's like, you can buy anything you want. I don't remember. I think I got good, a straight A on something or something like that. And so I go in, I get a bag of mangoes. At the time, a pound of dried mangoes was $5. And by the time we'd gotten from checkout to our car, I'd polished off the entire pound. So my dad's like, hey, I'm never buying you mango again. If you want it, you have to go. You have to make your own money. So anyways, that was the spark for me. And from there, I started looking at ways to make money, and I started selling all sorts of things in school. And down the road, I learned about funnels and marketing, and just started to grow my little practice, and eventually grew one of the largest ClickFunnels agencies in the world. And that ended about a year ago when my partner and I split. And since then, I've been just helping lots of people with our courses and all the different things that we built over the years. So,
well, brother Hawk, thank you for being here. Extraordinary success in things that matter enormously to people and change lives. So thank you for being here. Yep. So Vivian, we have another remarkable contestant. Who's that?
I'm also curious, do you still eat mangoes? Yeah. Okay, good. We have Brad Hart, and he is a founding member of the Knowledge Broker Blueprint, the KBB, speaking training team led by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, a community and self-education movement which has helped tens of thousands of people to launch their own masterminds. Make More Marbles is Brad's company, is a top 10 affiliate partner for Tony and Dean as well. And he believes it's not just about what you want to create, but who you want to become along the way. So welcome.
Brad, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Sean. It's wonderful to be back. And now I'm in the hot seat this time, so this is exciting.
Yeah, so how do you like the transition to that seat?
Oh, it's good. I'm excited. I it's funny because Hawk actually asked me to be his, you know, we're going to compete against each other, or co-opetition, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't tell him until the other day. I'm like, I've been on the show before, right? He thought he was going to pull it past him.
Hawk, I will tell you
I've already
that
been a judge.
that Brad gave some of the most Simon Cowell-like expert feedback yet. So it's great to have you back, Brad.
I'm excited to be here, Sean. Thanks for having me, everybody.
Thank you.
Not so quickly though, Sean. He actually challenged you in real time in the real raw history, and he threw down the gauntlet. I want to know what that's about.
That was Brad?
Yeah, apparently that's what David Gonzalez just told me.
Uh-oh.
Inside scoop.
I was not aware.
Stirring the pot.
So yeah, we'll have to get this on, Brad, for fun and for the betterment of the world. So that's
yes, sir. 100%.
All right.
Thank you. That is awesome. Yes, we like David Gonzalez stirring the pot. Very fun. So Vivian, we have some awesome judges today as well. So what's happening?
We do. I don't know if Mahmoud is in the house, but we're going with Connie Osterholm. Hi, Connie. Connie is a master trainer and a master coach for Tony Robbins for many years. And for the past 25 years, her focus is helping women business leaders in over 17 countries. Her work revolves around the power of feminine energy in negotiations, networks, and the nuanced areas of business leadership. Welcome, Connie.
Thank
Connie,
you.
how are you, Connie?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. How are you, Sean?
I'm doing wonderfully. It's wonderful to have you here. And where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from California.
Very, very nice. Well, thank you for being here. And have you heard about The Real Raw, seen it yet, or no?
I've seen the episode with Joseph McClendon.
Very nice.
And I heard a little bit from some other people about it.
All right, very cool. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And so, by the way, as we're also announcing our next incredible judge, Vivian, Fernando and Heather, if you could support in seeing if we could bring our other fine judge, Mahmoud, on, if there's need to bring him forward from the audience, but please continue, Vivian.
Who knows more about goddess energy than the goddess divine Dimple Thakrar? She is everything. She's a best-selling author. She's a dietitian. She's a TV expert. She's an international speaker, and she's an executive and celebrity relationship coach. And we can't wait to hear her beautiful voice. Welcome, Dimple.
Thank you, Vivian. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, the Unblinded team, for having me as a judge this time. It's actually less stressful as a judge than a contestant.
Well, Dimple, welcome. And I was out, I had the privilege of having a quick break early this afternoon, and was out surfing a little bit. And whenever you're on, or Peter Swain, I always think of like, hey, if I just kept going, I could see like Peter and Dimple, Atlantic Ocean. You know, a long trip, but like whatever. So how are you, Dimple?
I'm very well, Sean. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. And where exactly in the world are you coming from today?
I'm from Manchester, England.
Wonderful. Wonderful to see you, Dimple. And Vivian, last but not least, are we still having some technical challenges, or do we have our final judge?
We don't, but we have our role player we could play around with, Tony Rodriguez.
Tony R, what's up, brother?
And we love him because he's a licensed business strategist, a Tony Robbins trainer as well. Seems like we have a lot of Tony Robbins people in the house. He's an entrepreneur and a real estate broker for over 30 years. And he's the founder of Get Up and Grow, helping others navigate the challenges and struggles of life, by which he has his own show. And he can explain all about the bees and the honey and how he just got ready.
So Tony, how are you?
I'm good. I've got a whole can to Hulk smash. Like I was in the beehives yesterday and I got stung, so I've got like one of my hands is bigger than the other. You know, coincidentally, God's got a sense of humor, so I started beekeeping 3 years ago and developed bee allergies last year. So,
Oh, geez.
it's all good though.
Oh my God. So Tony, if you could also jump in as a judge for today, that would be amazing.
Sure.
You should be in the role player. So I think most have seen The Real Raw, but a brief description for those seeing it for the first time. This is going to be one conversation, especially for Hawk, split down the middle into a 3-minute segment. And then Tony's going to go, hey, you know, I got to grab a phone call. I'll be right back. So it's not the two conversations, or the two segments are part of one conversation, split down the middle, which is a few minutes in between. There's no responsibility at the end of the first segment to set up the second segment. It's just like, yeah, okay, we'll be right back. like pause. The scoring in the first round is all about opening up the listening, the emotional rapport building with the other person so that they are hearing you and present with you, that you're congruently unique and they're curious. Like that's what the first segment's about, and putting something at stake. There's no need to frame what is that you're going to be doing, what is that you'll be talking about. The scoring will be on the opening of listening, depth of connection, and something being at stake in the first round. In the second round, then it's like, hey, how are you going to solve the challenges, the problem, the pain point that was put at stake in the first round and move into a yes, potentially handling objections. No sale needs to happen. There's like not extra points for a monetary sale and exchange occurring. There's no need to rush. If 6 minutes is like really short for you, it could be setting up the yes you could be seeking, Brad and Hawk, could be for a yes for a longer meeting conversation on a different day. Okay? So Hawk, any questions about that?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, cool. So, and let's see, Hawk, let's go with this. You'll be the official coin toss selector. So underneath this table is either a 1 or a 2. What number do you think I have?
1.
It is a 1. Brilliant. So you can go second in the first round, and then Brad will have choice in that second round. Or you can go first in the first round, and you'll retain choice in the second round. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Cool. Okay, and now the scenario. It could be anything. It's like hello to yes in the 2 rounds. And the yes could be a contribution for a charity. It could be yes to go to a dinner with you. It could be anything in the world, including selling your products, programs, or services, or just seeking a longer meeting to demonstrate your products or services. So what scenario would you like? Would you like Tony to be himself or somebody else?
Yeah, be yourself.
All right, cool. Do you have any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
All right, you have 3 minutes. Drop in.
How's it going, Tony?
Countdown 3 minutes.
All good. How are you, Brian?
I'm good.
Hawk, sorry.
You're good, man. What part of the world are you in with your beautiful wife?
I am actually, right now, I'm actually in Westchester, Pennsylvania, but I live in New Jersey.
Nice. What are you guys doing today?
It's today marks 24 years that we started dating. So I brought her to a date to a friend's restaurant in Westchester. So I kind of cheated, took most of the day off, and came out to have a nice lunch with her.
Beautiful. That's awesome, man. Tell me a little bit about her. What inspired you guys to get together?
Well, let's see. I was working in a real estate office many years ago, and she was hired to come in as a secretary at the time. And when I started making copies, I'm like, well, hello there. And shortly after that, I left that office, and then I asked her out. And our first date was actually 24 years ago today, and she was in the Army Reserves that weekend. She drove a military transport truck down to the event where I was at, stepped out in the red dress, and I was like, holy cow. And that was our first date. And she comes out of a military transport that I don't know how the hell she got it, but she got it just to drive down from Massachusetts to New Jersey. So yeah. So she's actually, and she's on the outside. So here, I'll just do this. So she's on the outside of let me see if I can do this. She's outside and she's wearing a red dress today.
That's awesome, man. What do you do now? So
I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years, and primarily in and around real estate through owning, developing, managing my own portfolio. I also had my own real estate office for 17 years, and I'm still involved in the brokerage side to a certain extent. Now I really consult for developers and that sort of thing. And I also I started a life and business strategist company about a year and a half ago with 2 other friends of mine. And I started a movement called Get Up and Grow, helping people grow through what they go through. And so I have a show as well, a live stream show with that goes live on Facebook and YouTube, where I bring on and have conversations with inspirational leaders, influencers, and change makers, people that aren't just doing well in life, but they're also doing good in the world by giving back and contributing to society with their knowledge, with their gifts, and just helping make the world a better place, one person, one stage at a time.
That's awesome, man. That sounds like you're making a big impact.
Working on it. Working on it.
It's always a journey, right?
What's that?
I said it's always a journey.
And sometimes the harder the journey, the bigger the nicer the view, right? The nicer the payoff.
Hey, Tony, you got a phone call in about 20 seconds?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a call in just a couple of seconds. So we're just gonna have to wrap this up. I apologize. We can get back on the call later.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Well, I appreciate you connecting and look forward to talking again.
All right, Hawk. Yeah, and I want to know how you got such a cool name, Hawk.
Thanks. There's definitely a story there.
All right.
All right, amazing. Thank you, Hawk. And by the way, how did you get the name Hawk? Was that your birth name or a cool nickname?
No, so my birth name is What, like W-H-A-T.
I think that may be even cooler than the fact that your name is Hawk.
Right.
That's wild.
My dad used, there's some, it's some Native American tribe, and he's like, oh, it's a religious practice. We don't have to name our kid for 6 weeks. So I was born, and then 6 weeks later, I was given my name. And so it's, my full name is Hakan Mikado. And then over the years, as I was growing up, I lived in Irvine, and while I was there, a lot of people had a hard time saying Hakan, so it ended up getting shortened to Hawk, because people kept saying Hawk on. So it just ended up just being like, okay, just call me Hawk. It's easier. And I like it, so.
Super cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. And did you say you're Native American?
I'm not, but my name is.
You're not, but your name is. Very cool. All right. Well, thank you, brother. And again, thanks for being here. So, Brad, are you ready to drop in?
Yeah, let's roll.
All right. Who would you like Tony to be?
Tony can be himself. I'd like to see where it goes, whether it's development or brokerage. Just be who you'd be if you were in one of those roles.
Cool. You have any questions, Tony? No.
Sounds
Tony.
like I think he's muted.
Okay.
Sorry, no, I'm good to go.
Right on.
Okay, drop in.
Well, Tony, first of all, congrats on your 24-year anniversary. It's a beautiful lady there. And I know we don't have a lot of time. I know you have a call coming up, so I'll be respectful of that. But could we just schedule a little bit more time to drop in, maybe for 45 minutes or an hour at some point in the future? I'd recommend either 3 p.m. on Thursday or 2 p.m. on Friday Pacific time. Would either of those work for you?
Well, we could, but what are we going to be discussing?
Sure. Well,
Brad?
Since we only have 3 minutes today, I wanted to really get clear on a few things. I want to get clear on what it is your biggest challenges right now, where you'd like to go with your development business or your brokerage or whatever you're focused on at the moment. And then finally, just connect the resources, the opportunities, the people, and the systems together to make sure you get from A to B as quickly as possible. Does this sound fair enough?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay, great.
How do you do that? I've still got another minute and a half or so before I grab this call. So
sure. Yeah. So I'll just start out by asking a simple question is, where would you like to be in a year's time? Let's say we hadn't connected in a year and you would catch me up on progress and results. What would make you really happy to report?
I would really be working on much more on on my movement and expanding that, the Get Up and Grow, where, speaking on stages and getting stages together for other people to speak to share their victories and their stories of triumph from the depths of despair to not just surviving whatever they've gone through in life, but to thriving and then being the example for other people, which is really what it's about. And that's a passion of mine, because I've gone through significant challenges and growth opportunities in my life, and I took the hard road. And if I can help others to be able to grow through what they grow through faster by turning decades into days and really helping people understand and look at things through different perspectives, and just to be able to understand that life is happening for them and life is better on the other side of wherever they are.
Yeah, it sounds like we both have a pretty strong background with Tony's work. Is that right?
This is true. I've been involved with Tony for about 20 years, and I've been a trainer for, I guess this is my 3rd year.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm one of his speakers and do a lot of work around the KBB stuff with Dean and Tony.
Awesome.
So yeah, I appreciate that work. I've been to like 15 of his events. I'm dating one of his crew directors. It's really awesome to be involved in this community. I'm actually going to Fiji with Tony for 4 days in October, so that'll be fun.
Fantastic. I am actually a member of KBB too. But listen,
Great.
we'll have to take on that call because I've got a call coming up here in a couple of seconds.
Sure. So would 2 o'clock on Thursday or 3 o'clock on Friday be better to catch up?
Yeah, Thursday's fine.
Okay, Thursday it is.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you, Brad. How'd that feel for you, Brad?
It's good. He definitely pushed back a little bit in the beginning when I tried to lock down an additional time. But I think we're on track. I don't think we were too far off.
Cool. And Brad, so obviously you had a tremendous amount of success in KBB and what you've done there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you were, people want to talk to you about like what you do and how you do that, what would you drop in on and share is like the source of why you were so successful in that space? So many people wanted to succeed. You obviously crushed it. Like, why was that?
So I want to be clear on the question. So you're talking about KBB specifically to the speaking or to the being an affiliate, or which part of it?
Yeah, I was speaking into why you were so successful in the KBB launch. And
okay. Yeah.
But also like how that just really describes who you are in the world. Yeah.
Well, thank you. So the launch kind of came out as I've been teaching people how to build masterminds for a long time. If anybody's interested, they could check out my work, my book at 8minutemastermind.com. So we've been doing that for several years. Actually, Hawk is the guy who built my funnel. So that's how we know each other. He's on my team. And the opportunity came along I had met Dean previously and Tony, obviously, but I was closer to Dean. And the opportunity came up when they came online with mastermind.com. I'm like, hey, this is what I do. This is my audience. This is perfect. I'd love to promote you guys. So I did. And the first time we just kind of went with our own list and maybe some ads, and we did number 24. So this year we went really big and raised a bunch of money and came in number 8. So that's basically how it went. And in the interim, we actually secured the speaking spot as a result of that. We had a few thousand applicants, and they whittled it down to 50 and then 20. And then I think originally 5 to start the speaker team. So that's how it all went. And I just believe it comes down to, similar to Tony, like you just know when you meet somebody with those values, those growth and contribution values, that they're the kind of person you want to grow and develop with. And I think that's just been a consistent showing up over time. It's not one thing that happened. It was over many, many years of touch points and opportunities and showing up when you were called on. And when those opportunities opened up, and it was a natural fit.
That's awesome, brother. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Sean.
Very cool. All right. So let's drop in with our amazing judges. Let's start with Dimple. What do you have as far as, 30 seconds or so of feedback on what went well, what was a growth opportunity related to Hawk?
Okay, thank you. Hawk, what I felt went really well was your ability to build rapport through short questions, active listening, and really matching and mirroring Tony's energy, the way, you could tell that you are a master at asking precise questions and that they were super relevant. You were listening to everything he was saying. And so you did great with acknowledging, and I don't know how Tony felt, but I sensed that he was really magnetized towards you because of your brilliant techniques in rapport building. So what areas for growth would be in this short space of time, and I know it's very short, would be perhaps going deeper then into what Tony's challenges are, what he wants to achieve, so that you can get some insight into moving him through the process of influence.
Awesome. What did you have for a score?
Sorry?
And what did you have for a score?
Score, I would say 8.
Okay, very cool. And Connie, what did you have?
All right. So what went really great, and same as Dimple, you have the ability to listen very well and have questions that probe and get a connection established. So that was, you had great questions, really. Keep on asking those questions. And it was wonderful that you gave him a compliment as well, because that is like mutual admiration, right? And it established that connection. You might be one that takes a little bit longer than 3 minutes to get where you want to be. So this is a challenge. And the questions for me were, although they established that connection, you didn't take it any further. So in a way, they were kind of random. And I didn't feel that you have a direction you wanted to go into. Because with your questions, if you master the art of questions, you can lead a person exactly where you want them to be. So to have more of maybe an outcome, and I know this is a true challenge, have an outcome in your mind or a result, and with your questions, you lead to that result. So that's one for growth. And then also, I can hardly see you. So I would love to have you a little bit closer on the screen so we can connect with your face as well. Because rapport, that establishing of connection, is also the matching and mirroring, not only in words, but also in facial expression at this moment. Thank you.
Awesome.
And do I give a score or I go to Brad first?
Go score and then go on to Brad, and then we'll go back to
You
him.
get an 8 from me, Hawk.
Nice. And what'd
Well
you have?
done. And then Brad, you're ballsy, right? Right off the bat, like the first thing almost coming out of your mouth is, let's schedule another call. So now it sometimes works, and Tony was really nice, but you have to know who you have in front of you. And I don't know if you know Tony, but you know, for a lot of people, that would be the ultimate break of rapport, and they would shut down. So if you, I don't know if you felt you had rapport enough to ask that. And there was this little sentence where you started, congrats, that was great. And then immediately you went, well, let's schedule the 45 minutes call. But Tony didn't know who you were really, right? He didn't know what value you could add to his challenge or not, or to his business. So I would, as a growth, because you got into that later, and it can be a strategy, but again, you need to know if you have a high dominant person, big picture, let's go, that would work. If somebody needs a little bit more information before they can decide, you need to turn it upside down. You can say things like, well, my outcome is, or the result of this call is that we spend some more time together. Is that okay with you? And I'll explain exactly why that is and how I can help you. So it's the explanation that have to go with what you did, what you do. That would make it more acceptable, and you had a more of an opening to get what you want. Tony was really nice to you and said, yeah, right? But I didn't feel that you had enough credibility and rapport to really get that time with him.
So what did you have for score, Connie?
Sorry?
And what was your score?
My score is a 7.9.
7.9 with fractional decimals. Thank you. And Dimple, how about yours? Thank you, Connie. How about you, Dimple? What'd you have for Brad?
So for Brad, again, I would agree with Connie that the first question was felt like it was about your agenda, Brad, as opposed to Tony's and in service of Tony. And that, again, your access would have been to build rapport. And the things that you did really well were your certainty in your voice and your tone. And you used some great social proofing around how you are well connected with the Tony Robbins world. So that was really great credibility there, and very much using aspirational energy as well. So again, access point, great inquiring into what his future goals are, and what Tony's future mission is. Again, areas for growth would be build rapport first, use some softer tone when building rapport to get him on board first. and then so it's just really switching it around. So what you did at the beginning, do after you built rapport, because that was great, you know. So,
Hey, Sean, just want to throw in really quickly. We actually had Mahmoud Syed join us. He's been here for a little bit. Not sure what time he jumped in, but he is here with us. Just wanted to chime in.
Okay, awesome. We'll welcome Mahmoud in 1 second. Thank you for that, Fernando. So, Dimple, what'd you have for a score?
for a score, I would say 7.8.
Okay, cool. And Tony, how about yourself? We're going to welcome Mahmoud after Tony. So that would be amazing. If Fernando, you can support us in Vivian intro. But Tony, what did you have? Quick 30 seconds each for Brad and for Hawk.
Sure. For Hawk, it was great. He connected with me emotionally by asking where I was, and it kind of led to the story because of actually where I happened to be today, because I was being myself. So it was great that he established rapport, but I still don't know what he does. So it was great on one end, and on the other side, I got off the phone not knowing what he does. But he made me feel good, so he connected with me, and I connected with him. So it was great. That part of it was spot on. Talk about connecting with someone on an emotional level. So he did that. So he gets high scores for that. But I didn't know at the end of it, I didn't know what he was calling me about, and what the name of his company was, what he was calling about. But like I said, he made me feel good, so I stayed on. So I'm going to give Hawk, I'll give you an 8.5 because you did a great job establishing rapport right from the get-go. So good job.
Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah. And Brad, yeah.
Yeah, and Brad, I think because he was listening to the call, he assumed rapport because he already heard part of the story. So inevitably, he's not, so he assumed that rapport. So that's why he went to the congratulations. That was good. But then when it went to agreement formation, he didn't go to agreement formation. He went to close the deal, right? And the challenge with that is, again, I still didn't know what he did. And because of that, and Connie's right, I was being nice, right? Because of that, normally I would have been like, okay, great. And who the hell are you? Because you need to know more. But both Connie and Dimple did great explanations. It was all great, just out of order. Right? So you say congratulations, you go into connect, have that emotional rapport. Hey, so what are you up to in the world? And what are you looking to expand on? Where are you looking to grow from? And go from that. Look, oh, great, you got to go. So I'll tell you what, let's get back on the call. It's tomorrow or Thursday. And I love that close. Is Thursday 2:00 or 3:00 on Friday better? Great, 2 options. So that was spot on. But with that, I'm probably going to give you the 8.5 because I'm going to give you an 8 because I had to look past the hard close up front. So I'm going to give you an 8, but you did great. Like I said, I think out of order, but you did great.
Awesome. So
thank you.
Yeah. Quick thoughts on this. I'm wondering, cause I have like massive, belief that Brad has a wildly intentional strategy of approaching things. He has incredible rapport building skills, absolute certainty, and I just could feel his thinking. So Brad, just you want to drop in because I have a.
Do you want to know how I really feel?
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody, and I would give the same feedback. By the way, I think context is important, and the presumption of context is like I thought we're friends or we knew each other. There's some sort of like typically if I'm going to be on a call with anybody at all, I'm not going to be cold calling. Like cold calling is the lowest value that you're going to do. I wouldn't be calling up Tony if we didn't have some sort of communication beforehand. I wouldn't have scheduled a call if we didn't have some sort of communication beforehand. If you didn't at least know what the frame of the call was. And I'm going back over your explanation and I'm realizing that there was no presumption of context. So this is as if it was a cold call, which I wouldn't do, but let's say I did, I would have definitely started with a little bit more of a headline, like, hey, I realize you don't know who I am, but here's what I do. And I think I can help you because I know this, this, and this about your situation. If this is of value to you, let's keep talking. If not, hang up on me right now. So that would be maybe how I would frame it in the beginning. Again, confident, I know my value, I know my worth. I thought the outcome of this call was to, make sure we don't run out of time. And when, I'm going to come out of the gate and I got 3 minutes, I know I can't do anything really in 3 minutes. set anything up or close anything down. I'm just going to make sure that we secure the more time that we needed. So that was my strategy going in, my thought going in, presuming that we had had other conversations. Hey, we're just catching each other, 2 trains passing in the night. Let's schedule some more time. And there's already enough of a value and rapport set there. So yes and no. And I agree, based on no context and no, like if just this phone call happened, I called him out of the blue, I would have given the same feedback.
Yeah. So Brad, outstanding. And that's why I wanted to have you share, because I was completely sure that that's something like that was what you were going to say. So how about this? I love your example of dropping in, saying, hey, and if I can't show that, just hang up on me. In our language, we call that a scotoma. Would you want to drop in a little bit and share on that, Brad? Because that I think is fantastic.
Yeah. So my thought is everybody should have their elevator pitch to 35 words or less, followed by the sentence, would that be of value to you or not? Because now you're giving people an opportunity to opt in or out. And this does 2 things. This allows them to feel comfortable in the decision that they want to move forward. It's not like they're doing it to be polite or through some sort of social conditioning. They're doing it because they want to be there. And if they're not, you have a clear out, like, hey, I'm not interested. No, thank you. Okay, great. Well, have a great rest of your day. And I get to take my time back too, because nobody wants to pitch somebody who's not interested in what they have to say, right? So that's a really great way to be like, hey, my name is Brad Hart. I run a company called Make More Marbles. I can help you add $100,000 to your business in 5 to 10 hours a month by bolting on a mastermind to your already working business. Would that be of value to you or not? And then he gets to say, yeah, okay, that's valuable. Great, let's chat. And if we run out of time, I could say, hey, what are the 2 times that we could follow up at? And if he's a no, then he's a no. And I'd rather not waste his or my time.
Yeah. And I think critically, that was awesome, Brad. Critically, would you agree that what you're doing is like, people don't sound that confident and certain. People don't offer that out that quickly. And not only is the certainty with which you're communicating, but it's that statement that has the other person go, wait, whoa, like, don't go anywhere yet. Like, hold on, right? Agree or disagree?
I agree. Yeah. It hooks you in enough. Like, it's like reading the first line of a really well-written piece of copy. You're buying the next 5 lines. That's all you're looking to do. You're not looking to buy the whole conversation. You're just looking to get them to keep reading enough to get them the next hook to the next hook to the next hook. And if they really get drawn in, they really find value in what you're offering, then they'll say yes and take the next step.
Yeah. Awesome, brother. Thank you. Okay. So yeah. So Mahmoud is here. Vivian, are you back? Fernando, anybody out there?
I'm here. So we got Mahmoud. I'm going to go ahead and just read a few things from his bio, even though I'll add some flavor. So Mahmoud Syed is a mergers and acquisitions advisor with the gift of creating frictionless deals. He believes in striving to do his best, committed to continually accessing his rate of growth and performance to be the best version of himself. Feels blessed to be just on May 26, 56 years young, married with a beautiful wife and 3 beautiful children, 2 teenage girls, and 1 toy poodle. I had the pleasure of meeting, I'm interested on the poodle. I had the pleasure of meeting Mahmoud over the phone last Friday, where we had, a very integrous-filled conversation. The man could smell and spot integrity a mile away. And he actually met you, Sean, at a Tony Robbins event when you were walking with Ben Fox, and is highly considering joining some of our higher-end programs. And I'm super excited that he's here with us today. So Mahmoud Syed, what's happening, brother?
Welcome, Mahmoud.
Yeah, welcome, sir. Do we have, is Mahmoud unmuted?
He is speaking and muted. So if you can hit that bottom left unmute button, boom, there he is. Go.
There he is.
Hi. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you, Sean, and I did had a pleasure of meeting with you at the Tony Robbins Business Mastery in West Palm Beach. You were in a hurry to leave. You were with another colleague of you, and then we did exchange the business cards. And I thank you for the invitation, and I'm honored to be here, and thank you for that.
Yeah, Mahmoud, thank you. And where are you calling in from today?
In Chicago.
Beautiful. Well, welcome.
That's my third daughter, Mishu. Toy poodle.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So Mahmoud, thank you. Appreciate you being here. And we're going to drop into round 2. And what we'll be doing in round 2 from Mahmoud and everybody is it's just a continuation of the original conversation. So here is where Brad and Hawk are going to share some of their solutions to whatever challenges they've uncovered in round 1, and or to dig a little deeper into some painter challenges from Tony, if that's what they see fit. But the scoring is really going to be based on them solving through the conveyance of their identity for their products, their services, what they're up to in the world, to solve with Tony's challenges and/or to buy a longer meeting, as Brad had talked about already, with Tony and going from hello to yes. So Hawk, you chose to go first in round 1. That means you still have choice. Would you like to go first or second in round 2?
I'll go first again. Doesn't matter.
All right, very cool. So Hawk's dropping in. Continuation. Tony's like back from his phone call. And you have any questions, Hawk?
No, I don't think so.
All right, take us in. Thank you.
Hey, Tony. Thanks for jumping back on.
Hey, Hawk. Thanks for understanding. Sometimes these calls come in.
Absolutely. You know, it's business. So, you know, I know we haven't really had a chance to talk yet and share what I do. You mind if I go and share a little bit about me?
Please.
Awesome. So I'm known as the funnel genius. I've helped 12 people hit 7 figures with their funnels. Some of them have gone on to make 8 figures. I've helped hundreds of people through our courses, trainings, and programs hit 6 figures or add 6 figures to their business. And you know, I know that funnels are one of the most powerful ways to scale and grow your business and help you put your business on autopilot, or at least components of your business on autopilot, so you can get more sales in, you can get more calls for your sales team as well. So I'd love to know if we can schedule a time to jump on, go over what it would look like and see if a funnel would be right for you.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I do, you know, I have been interested in doing a funnel, and I just don't know how to do it. So it's a timely call.
Awesome. Well, funnels are easy for me. I like to stay in my genius, and coaching and consulting and helping people create an impact is obviously your genius. And those are the type of people that I love working with. So, you know, I'm excited to help and see what we can do for you.
Well, that's great. I mean, how much time does it take to get something set up, and what are the costs associated? And what would you need from me?
Yeah, so first step is to jump on about a 30 to 45 minute strategy call where we go over and look at what you actually need. Are you interested in more sales, more leads? You know, just what's your impact, your goal that you're looking for? And then from there, we can customize and build the right funnel for you, or at least the strategy. And with that, I can let you know how much it would be for us to build it, or if you wanted to have somebody in your team go through it, we've got some training programs as well to have them literally walk some step-by-step through the process. So the price ranges vastly as a result of that, but you know, there's always something that at my core belief, I believe that I can either help someone or point somebody in the right direction. So no matter what, like, my goal at the end of that call is that you feel like you've been served in the highest power and the highest level.
Well, that sounds interesting. Just out of curiosity, how many of these funnels, how much success have you had throughout your career, and how long have you been doing it? Just so I can know a little bit more.
I've been doing marketing for about 12 years. I've been building online funnels for the last 5. I'm a ClickFunnels certified partner, actually one of the #1 ClickFunnels partners. I had the largest ClickFunnels agency before my business partner and I split, and I do all the strategy. We've built 12 7+ figure funnels for our clients, and we've helped hundreds of people create 6+ figures through funnels in their business. So our funnels tend to convert really, really well. One of my favorite funnels on this planet are free plus shipping book funnels, because they're one of the best ways to get better than free clients. You generally you put $1 in and you get about $2 to $3 back out. So it's one of the best ways to establish rapport with your audience, to literally put your strategy or your thought process in their hand, and then from there we can ascend them through your funnel and into your coaching.
Oh, that sounds great. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to learning more.
All right, absolutely. Well, do you have time tomorrow at 2 p.m.?
I'll make time.
Okay.
We'll chat then.
Great
meeting you.
How did that feel for you, Hawk?
Natural.
Cool. Tony, if you had one word to say about your encounter with Hawk, what would it be?
It was great rapport building in the beginning, and a really good explanation on the back end now on the second call. So I'm interested in knowing more, truly interested in knowing more. So I'll take that 2 o'clock slot.
Very cool. All right, awesome. Brad, you ready to drop in?
Sure.
All right.
Great job, Hawk, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Take us in.
Tony, thanks so much for jumping back on. How was your call?
It was great. Thanks, Brad. Sorry that I had to rush out.
Oh, no, you're fine. So I just wanted to recap what I heard and make sure we're on the same page. So Get Up and Grow is the most important thing right now. Is it a for-profit or not for profit? Just so I'm clear.
It is a for-profit, but it's got a not-for-profit component. The other leg of that is a company called YBL, so Your Best Life Strategist. So we do the life and business strategist for that and business turnarounds. And we work with entrepreneurs and C-suite executives, professionals of all types. We've got a host of coaches that work with us. So we coach to specificity, kind of a boutique type thing. So depending on what it is that you're looking for, we can match you up with the right coach. Or the right strategy. We like to call them strategists because coaching is knowing the book, and being a strategist is you know what the process is, but you've also been there, so you know you have the experience behind it.
And what would you say your biggest challenges with this business and growing it? Is it leads? Is it sales? Is it back-end delivery? Is it building a team, or something else entirely?
I would say that it's leads. One of the things I do as well is, as a component with YBL, is we have a biweekly mastermind, oddly enough, a biweekly mastermind that we're just not getting enough traction on. I think tremendous value, but we're just not getting enough eyeballs on it.
Okay. Is that a free mastermind or a paid mastermind?
It's actually free right now that we're doing. Great. Just with the COVID-19, where we've got another 2 free sessions coming up, and then we're going to go back to our paid model.
Awesome. So we actually have a free mastermind too that we run. I've run the largest one in San Diego, and I've also done a virtual one that got about 500 members in a single month. And then we've been converting those people to our high-end premier program. I think that could be a really good thing to fit. And also, because I work with Hawk, we could maybe build a funnel around that. So we could team up with the mastermind strategy and the funnel strategy, and we could maybe make you something custom that could help you solve all your problems at once. Would that be of value to you?
That sounds like exactly what I've been talking about needing.
Okay, great.
So, yeah, that sounds great.
So I heard that you have a meeting with Hawk tomorrow. Maybe we could save you a little bit of time and get on a phone together, and all three of us could hash something out and work together. How's that sound?
Sounds great. Looking forward to it. It's about making impact and making some money along the way.
Make some more marbles. Yeah, let's do it.
That's it. Want to have a big bag of marbles. Spread them
Absolutely. Around. Tony, if you could just text me your best mailing address, I'll send you a copy of my book, and to get a little bit of strategy for you, and then we'll follow up on the call as well. I can't wait to hear what you think.
All right, fantastic. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Great meeting you, Brad.
Absolutely. Same here.
All right. Awesome job, Brad. Awesome job. Hawk, let's turn it to the judges. Dimple, how about you take us in once again? And here in this second round, we're looking at how well these fine folks were solving for Tony's challenges and getting to a yes. Dimple, maybe 30 seconds each way.
Absolutely. Hawk, you did incredible scarcity. So you were like, if it doesn't work for you, I can point you in the right direction. That was great because it was done with integrity. You were being genuine and true. So that was beautiful. You also, at first, I felt there wasn't enough social proofing, but then Tony asked you a question and you dug straight in to all your genius and where you've had great results everywhere else. An opportunity for growth in that area would be perhaps telling a story, just a short case study or a story on somebody that you work with and the results that they got would have really embedded it even more. You got the yes, of course, it was brilliant. These are just like fine tuning that would have, just access for growth. And then there was just one area where you, if I heard you correctly, you assumed his needs as opposed to asking him, what is it that you want to achieve? So it was the question, the assumption around his coaching. So that was it. So really, really great. The speed at which you did it, the certainty in your voice, the tonality that you used, really congruent with who you are. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. scores wise, I would give you a 9. And Brad, for you, you opened with some really relevant questions. So you clearly was listening before. So they were really relevant and directed. Yeah, really relevant and directed. Great the way that you were intentional with those questions. Well, you were leading
What
him
time is it?
to where you needed him to be. Great social proofing. I love the variance in your energy from being really certain and then going into some fun energy, which really helped build rapport with him. All time you were, not only were you providing him with confidence that you know exactly what you're doing, but you were also creating the right questions for him to illustrate his problems. And then you were providing that solution very cleverly with combining Hawk. So you were adding massive value, more than he was expecting on that call, while still building rapport. So yeah, areas of improvement. Can't think of any.
Thank you, Dimple.
You're
What would
welcome.
you have, Dimple?
9.6.
Outstanding. Beautiful job. Yeah, Mahmood, how about yourself? What did you have for Hawk, and then for Brad? Maybe 30 seconds on each.
Oh, you're muted.
Mahmood, you're muted, I believe.
Yeah. You're muted.
There we go.
Okay. Hi. Okay. I'm sorry. Since I am not aware of the protocol and or the outline based upon which I must be analyzing the call, it will be very unfair for me to give my feedback, but I will just give you my 2 cents based upon what I just based on my experience. You know, I would not be able to grade because I don't have the grading scale, but I think that the call was good, very potent to the information, honest, with integrity, and I will be interested to get to know more. Would like to know more as a potential client. I would be hesitant to grade any point scoring because I don't know how to score, because I didn't have the
The points, like whose line is it anyway, are entirely made up.
Yeah, so exactly. It's like, how did you feel about it, Mahmood? That's all. Like,
I felt it was good, honest, and I would be, as I said, I would be interested to get to know him better based upon what he mentioned.
Very cool. Okay, and have that. So that was for Brad or Hawk or both?
For both of them.
Okay, excellent. So let's drop in. Thank you, Mahmood. Let's drop in then with Tony real quick. Tony, before we go back to Connie, and just for rounding down the hour, let's go 30 seconds each way. So
Yeah,
just quick feedback.
Yeah.
Tony.
Of course. Listen, I'll just do this wrap on both of them. I think both of you guys are spectacular at what you do. Both of you guys effectively explained what it was that you did, got me interested, knew where I needed to go. While Hawk may have taken an assumption, he was right. And sometimes we kind of just got to go with what we feel. So I think that was spot on. So I'm going to give you, only just because 10s are hard to come by, bro, I'm going to give you 9.5. And Brad, same thing, dude. You came on, and again, I knew that you were going to, because in the beginning, you just had it in the wrong order. But again, you hit it right on target. You listen, you're speaking the language that I needed to hear, and you just went in for it. And like I said, I'm very interested to go forward. So again, because 10s are very hard to come by, I'm also going to give you a 9.5. So I'm going to get you guys tied up neck and neck. So great job, both of you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Connie, just taking us home as we round down the hour, about 30 seconds each way, please, for Hawk.
Okay, hopefully I can keep myself through the 30 seconds. Hawk, I loved it. So well done. Thank you for coming closer to us so I could see you. And I loved how you were weaving in. You had that connection established. You did a couple of things very, very brilliantly. Dimple hinted on it, but you said, I'd like to stay in my genius. It's a really wonderful way of like stating that, yes, I'm the best in my field, but it's also a very humble way because you immediately connected it to Tony and his genius. So that was brilliant. Well done. Please keep that. And you did another couple of things really, really well. You said, I'm excited to help. So when you hear that, you go like, yep, that's the guy I need on board. He's excited to help me. That is wonderful, or point you at the right direction. So that's just what I need to hear from people who like to help me. And you had little things where you said, mind if I share? So the permission frame, right? It was beautiful, really, really beautiful, well done. The only small thing, it went well because Tony prompted you in asking more questions and Tony prompted you to close the deal. So if that weren't the case, it's up to you to tell a little bit more about how it's going to be, what is going to happen, and to close it. So wonderful, well done, and I give you a 9.5.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
Brad, I am very, very impressed with your flexibility to adapt. Because although you exuded the same confidence and certainty, what we need, right, when we go into a new field or buying something we're not quite familiar with, but at the same time, you toned it down a little bit in your voice. And that gave you a better connection with Tony. So also very, very nice to get the specific. You're extremely well in getting the specifics on what your client is needing and then tie your close towards that. And you did that on a number of ideas. You also gave him something to think about, right? If he wasn't quite clear, you go like either or, very specific. I loved it. And then of course, the beautiful question, you already mentioned it, would that be of value, and very, very smoothly into tying in Hawk and make it a three-way call and giving the book for his mailing address. Wonderful, awesome, just like Dimple, nothing to add for improvement. You are a role model in this. I loved it, and I give you a 9.9.
Whoa, dropping the mic. So
Thank you, Connie.
Yeah. So Brad, brother, thank you again for being back. How was the experience, and any final words for everybody? And again, how will people find you?
This is so fun. And we actually do have a call with Tony tomorrow. Hawk just sent me an invite. So thank you, Tony. We're going to jump on the call tomorrow and have a chat. We'll get the time zones worked out and everything. I am so grateful to be here. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everybody at Unblinded. Thank you, everybody, Real Raw, Vivian, and everybody. You guys are rock stars, seriously. People can find me if they're interested in grabbing a copy of my book. It's on masterminds and how to add one to your business, whether it be just building a business around a mastermind or bolting one on, adding an additional 100K plus to your business in 5-10 hours a month. You can check that out at 8minutemastermind.com. That's 8minutemastermind.com. Hawk actually built the funnel. So if you want to learn about what Hawk does, you can see live and in person what's going on back there. So that's really exciting. And then all my other work can be found on makemoremarbles.com. and buildamastermind.com.
Yeah. Awesome job, brother. Your congruence is extraordinary. And it's been a pleasure getting to connect this way. I look forward to talking more.
Absolutely, Sean. Thank you.
Thank you. Hawk, how was it for you?
As good as I haven't ever been roasted before. So, yeah, especially not on my sales and NLP and all that sort of stuff. I learned it a long time ago. So, it's just been something that I do. Hadn't really taken on. So it was really cool to see, get perspective and just hear from everybody what I was doing, what I did well, what I can improve on. And I'm always looking to improve and adapt. And so listening and watching what Brad did and from there, and the feedback that I got from the three of you, or four of you actually. So thank you guys all. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And Tony, thank you. Mahmood, thank you. Dimple, thank you. Connie, thank you. Fernando and Vivian, beautiful job. On behalf of everybody Unblinded, Truly appreciate it, right? We'll see you back tomorrow. Have a beautiful night. Thank you.